guys, thanks for tuning in. So on the table here, I have two different gas masks. Both are by a company called MIRA Safety. All right, they're based out of the Czech Republic. This one right here is the CM-7M gas mask. I actually bought this about a year ago, back in the beginning of 2020, and it's sporting their full nuclear option filter. This is the special combined filter for the NBC77 SOF. Expires in December of 2040. But this is the CM-6M, so I bought this one about a year ago. This one was sent to me late last year. Been testing it ever since. This is CM-6M. This is the full face shield, so I wanted to kind of show you what comes in the box here. Basically, it is a bundle with the mask right here, and then you get a water bottle. All right, very similar, of course, to the one you get with the other one right here. So, what's the difference? Let's talk about the mask, then we'll talk about the filter, kind of how I've been running them. So I've been testing out with this one, is just been kind of using it because it's good for getting good cheek rest, or a better cheek rest than this one. Obviously not as good if you didn't have a mask, but that's not the point. Nuclear fallout, zombies are coming, you're wearing a mask, which one you want to use, how you want to use it. Both have their advantages, of course. This has limited visibility. You have the two eye holes right here. Both have the mesh backing with 5-point adjustment to adjust your face. Seals up real nice. Nice rubber seal in there. Real high quality. I mean, this stuff is top notch. In fact, this one, I think it's used in the Czech Republic military and the Latvia military. And then this one is primarily used around the world with police, for riot, SWAT, all that good stuff. You can definitely get a cheek kind of rest on here with a rifle, but it's really good for handguns as well. And then also the filters both screw off, so you have this long little filter right here, 20-year shelf life, unopened, and they can both be screwed into either side. This one actually is a lot harder to breathe out of. This one obviously was opened about a year ago, which primarily means that it is dead right now. You would not want to actually use this in a scenario you want it to actually filter air from, because this one, even though it says it has a 12-year shelf life, as soon as you unwrap it, like these right here, and pop out these little plastic plungers, you are exposing it to air, and then if you start using it, you're going to pretty much use up your filter real quick. In fact, I think most of these filters, depending on what agent it uses against, this is everything from nuclear fallout to, let's see, aerosols, smoke, radioactive fallout, bacteria, viruses, vapors, acids, all that good stuff. If you start breathing using this right here, it's almost like a Brita filter. Like, you only have so much time until one of those filters kind of give out, and it's either hard to breathe and it also becomes ineffective or less effective, and of course that's life or death. So you only have about, I think, 12 to 24 hours, I think as low as 8 hours for some substances on here. This one, again, already opened, so it's probably dead, but this one right here, opened up, been testing it out. You can breathe a lot easier, a lot less material, but it's a particle max filter. Right? It's the P3R particle filter. This is primarily good against viruses. So this is something for like any of the viruses floating around. You just want to wear it, protect yourself. But fun fact, because I tried to do it, or at least looked it up right before taking one of these, how these work is you breathe in through a filter. I can get it back on here. 40 millimeter, by the way. NATO filters, so any of your NATO filters fit these, so don't expect that you have to get these, but these are obviously real nice. So 40 millimeter, you put this on, you're breathing, but when you breathe out, there is a plunger on the bottom right here and on the bottom of this one right here. That is how your air goes out. So the fun fact of the day is, when we were in the thick of it for airline travel with everything going on last year, you couldn't bring these on an airline. They wouldn't let you pass as a mask, which is crazy, but it kind of makes sense. So for you, you're safe. Safe as can be, right? You're breathing through your filter, nothing's getting in here, you're probably sweating a little bit, can't eat your peanuts, can't drink your ginger ale. However, you're breathing out all of your exhaust, all your CO2 straight out the bottom. So, I get it, it's not great for that, but for protecting you, rock solid. Now, this one right here obviously is a little bit less of a cheek weld, all right? So with this one, you can kind of get in there a little bit, kind of bend your head over, but really pistols are real great with this. So if you're doing some kind of security detail or end of the world apocalypse, you don't really need a rifle, you're just running through the thick of it with your family to get out somewhere, I don't know, whatever the scenario is, that is what this is good for, is primarily not a combat one, but more of a civilian use. Just protect you. Plus you have a lot wider field of view, whereas this one is more of a traditional looking gas mask in general. You got a couple eye holes here, protect your eyes, and then you can actually get a nicer cheek weld. There's less things there. So something to note with either one of these, there's a plug on the left or right side, whatever side you're not using. You simply twist, unplug. You can put another filter in, like so. Now, talked to the guys at MIRA Safety, and I was like, well, what's the benefit, pros and cons of 2 filters, all right? Whether you have this one or if you have 2 of the thinner ones, you see people with pictures like that all the time. They actually don't recommend it. Now, it might sound like, oh, you get double filtration, whatever. But you're gonna be breathing a lot harder and a lot heavier, and I'll tell you right now, this one is really hard to breathe. Like trying to run with this on is not super fun. Just at the range, kind of training with it, having fun doing some range drills and things like that. It is not super easy to breathe out of as it is. Now 2 of them, you'll be struggling, and you can obviously not get a cheek rest. Good cheek placement with a rifle or anything you're using, or a shotgun. However, you do have one of those Mossberg shockwaves, and they both look pretty good for that. That thing is a ton of fun. So that works good. Drinking system, you can get the canteen set right here. Works pretty good. I did a whole video on it already, but I'll show you with, I guess with this one. I think I did the video on with this one, and how this thing pops off. Has a little metal clasp that kind of wraps around. But what you do essentially is you have a valve on the bottom here. You have your hose that's hooked on a metal little piece right in here. You basically pop it off, swing it around, expose this little tip.
That's what she said.
Right in here. All right, and then kind of like a pipe when it's an L shape away from the tube, it's closed. When it's with the tube, it's open. And all you're gonna do is pop this up. This is spring loaded in here. There's a little spring on the bottom of these bottles. These aren't just your typical 10-cent water bottles here. These have a little bit of technology in there. A little spring loaded in here. And what happens is you push this plunger into here, and then when it pushes in, it opens up the valve with that spring. Also locks in, which is nice. And then you flip it upside down, obviously with the cover closed, and you can proceed to drink through this little straw that you can kind of see right in here. So you can grab that with your mouth or your teeth or whatever. Same thing in here. This one's a little bit tighter in here, but this one is in here as well. And you can push your mask to your face and start drinking. So that's pretty cool. These, I think like I mentioned earlier, you know, once you open them up with the package, you do only have a handful of probably days or weeks until they're not viable to use anymore in any serious capacity, depending on how you're using it. But for training, it's good to use. Honestly, I'm probably about to throw these out, because even with training, I don't know, you don't want to, all the chemicals and the filtration pads and everything in here, all those layers of filter stuff. I mean, the more you breathe in and out, these are seriously single-use canisters. These are not something that are reusable. You can't wash them out. You can't recharge them. You don't want to be breathing these in all the time. Just like those old gas masks, like the Israeli ones and things like that, used to get those filters were the first thing that were like dead. So people used to wear just the mask. Same thing with these. Like honestly, like if you open it, just expect a week or two later, probably time to throw it away, honestly. Same with these. These ones are a lot cheaper. These ones go on sale quite a bit. I'll put links to all this stuff below for you guys, but these ones go on sale. Virus protection, which is good. Zombies, maybe. Virus, right? This one is your go-to. You might want to stock up on a few of these, but again, about probably like 8 hours. Some say 12 to 24 hours, depending on the agent that you're filtering out, but that is good to note right there. Water bottles, I mean, I know it's kind of gimmicky. All you're gonna actually be able to drink if you're at the desperate point where you can't take this off in order to drink and there's no place else to go, you're probably dead. So, but unless maybe you can find a safe place, I don't know, get out of the blast zone, whatever. You know, within 10 miles of a nuclear meltdown for a reactor, you might have a chance, but start hiking, I guess, and then be able to drink normal out of one of these. So I think that's it, guys. If you have any questions at all, definitely hit them down in the comments below. I'll be happy to answer them. Been testing this one for about a year. I'm gonna keep testing this one out. This one is a lot of fun. Actually has some leftover water in there. This one is a lot of fun. Works great. Both of them suction to your face real well. They are kind of hot, especially in the summer, so just note that. And obviously you're not going to be wiping your sweat away. So they get a little hot, a little wet in there, but overall it's not too bad. I don't see any issues with either one of them fogging up, which is great. Plenty of airflow through the filters, and then plenty of exhale, getting all that CO2 out and all the hot air out, away. So I don't have any issues at all. So they come in these little packages sometimes with the canteen, sometimes a little bit smaller of a box. If you don't get the canteen, it's kind of an option on different packages, but you can also get the filters. I think these come in 6 packs. You can get these single or bundles, depending on what they are. And I think they have a few other filters as well. So thanks so much for watching, guys. As always, like I said, comment down below if you have any questions. Happy to answer them. Subscribe to the channel, like this video, hit that thumbs up, really helps me out. Head on over to Instagram, follow us there, like us on Facebook for all the latest and greatest deals on the internet, like when these go on sale, which they do often. And I'll see you guys in the next review.